Today, I'm going to try and turn the Philadelphia Flyers into Stanley Cup champions in just one season. I'm going to be rebuilding the entire forward group, the entire defensive group, and maybe even our goaltender. So clearly, this bottom six needs to improve if we want to compete for a Stanley Cup. And I might even try to slightly improve the second line. For the defense, we gotta fix the third line pairing. It's just not that good. I also want to give a huge shout out to Revive Legacy for inspiring this video. I've seen him do a couple of one-year rebuilds himself, so I'll have his channel linked down in the description below. So our first trade is going to have us acquiring Jake Muzzin from the Toronto Maple Leafs for Rasmus Ristolainen and Justin Braun. And we need another defenseman, and I'm liking Adam Larson from Seattle, so I'm going to offer them Sandhelm and Ratcliffe. And of course, they're going to accept that offer. And I think we need one more defenseman, so I'm going to get Tony DeAngelo from the Carolina Hurricanes for Frost in the 7th. Our defense is much improved from when we started. We got 3 strong lines we can run now. So next up on the agenda to fix this team is we got to fix up the bottom 6. I think David Perron would be a nice piece for this team, so I'm going to offer them York, Forrester, and Jones, and they're going to accept the offer. So JVR, you got a pretty hefty contract, and you're not really producing too much. So I think I can get somebody that can produce more than you for less. So I'm going to package up JVR, McLennan, 2/3 and a 5th for Teemu Teravainen and Jordan Martinook. With a few changes to this team, we're getting a +3 on the second line while already having a +5 on the first. Now I'm going to ship off Kevin Hayes to Seattle for a 2nd and 3rd rounder. And you might be wondering, why are you trading for draft picks? Well, I'm going to package all these draft picks up for another player. And that's exactly what I'm doing in the next trade, where I'm going to be sending 2 prospects, a 2nd, a 3rd, and a 4th to Minnesota for Joel Eriksson-Ek. Minnesota wouldn't accept this deal, so I got to send them a counter offer. 1 first-round pick for Joel Eriksson-Ek. They accept that one. I think they would have been much better off with the first trade, but hey, I'll take it. So with the acquisition of Eriksson-Ek and Teravainen, we've got a +5 on both our first and second line. Now that our forward core is looking pretty good, we got to work on the goaltending situation. And since I traded Martin Jones earlier in the video, I got to acquire a backup. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. I'm going to be uploading a lot of videos similar to this, so if you enjoy this type of content, make sure you subscribe so you can be notified of when I upload. So I'm going to get VILL HUSSO from the St. Louis Blues for a 6th rounder. After all the trades were made, the forward core is looking pretty good. We still will make a few moves if we have to. Our defense is basically set in stone. I don't plan on changing this whatsoever unless I absolutely have to. And the goaltending, that's going to depend on how everyone plays. So I'm going to go ahead and simulate 10 games into the year, and we'll see how this team's doing. So through the first 10 games, Philly's looking amazing with a 7-2-1 record. If we keep up this pace, I'm not going to have to make any more changes. So now I'm going to simulate the next 20 games, and we'll get a better idea of what this team actually looks like. So over the next 20 games, things definitely couldn't have been better, as we went 9-11-0. So clearly, a few things need to be fixed. The +5 to the first and second line hasn't really been helping that much, as Joe Farabee, our 3rd line left winger, is currently leading the team in scoring. Yeah, I don't really understand that one. And Tony DeAngelo, who's supposed to be the big offensive defenseman for us, has 3 points in 30 games. Yeah, everyone's underperforming immensely right now. But the guy that's underperforming the most is Carter Hart, because VILL HUSSO became our starter. I don't even know how that's possible, but yeah, Carter Hart, I'm shipping you out. We need a true goalie. So New York, Shesterkin, how are you feeling about him? We're going to give you Carter Hart, a 2nd, a 3rd, a 4th, and a 5th for him. Oh, you're saying no? I would say no as well. Anaheim, how are you feeling about John Gibson? I'll give you Carter Hart, a 2nd, a 3rd, and 2 4ths for him. Oh, you're saying no as well. Alright, we're desperate. Carter Hart, a 4th and a 5th for Craig Anderson. We need to make some moves. Oh, we also got a 1st round pick alongside that, so that might be a bit helpful. And using a lot of the picks we've acquired, a Vegas 1st, a Winnipeg 2nd, and a Seattle 3rd is going to get us Freddie Anderson. They're accepting the deal, and we got ourselves a clear starter now. So hopefully with the new goalie in net, this is going to turn our team around. So I'm going to go ahead and simulate to the 50 game mark, and hopefully this team can bounce back. And we bounce back big time, as we're finishing with a 31-17-1 record through 49 games. That means since acquiring Freddie Anderson, we went 15-4. Not only are we 2nd in the Metro, but we're also 8th in the entire league. If we keep this up, we might be in the top 3 by the end of the year. Currently leading the team in points is David Perron with 6 goals and 26 assists for 32 points. Claude Giroux coming in second with 14 goals and 16 assists for 30 points. And Teemu Teravainen is going to round out the top 3 with 7 goals and 23 helpers for 30 points. Ryan Ellis is doing a great job leading the defense with 6 goals and 16 assists for 22 points. And since being acquired, Freddie Anderson has 13 wins with a .927 save percentage and a .217 goals against through 17 games with Philly. This was an amazing pickup for us. So I was just trying to find more players for us to pick up, and for some reason, Oliver Bjorkstrand has 0 trade value. I don't understand why, so I'm going to trade for him. So I'm going to give you Martinook and a 4th for Oliver, and they're going to accept that deal. If he produces, this is the biggest steal we've ever had. So I'm going to put Bjorkstrand on the first line. We got 4 solid lines to run, and I'm expecting big things from this team now. So I'm going to go ahead and simulate to the trade deadline and see how many moves we got to make. So over the next 12 games, Philly was fantastic with a 9-3 record. So I do think a few moves have to be made. So I'm going to send a massive deal to Boston that includes Cam Atkinson, a 1st, a 6th, a 7th, and a prospect for Patrice Bergeron and Grabner. Obviously, they're not accepting that. I don't know why I thought they would, but maybe Calgary will accept this offer. Cam Atkinson, a 1st, a 6th, and 2 prospects for Johnny Hockey and 2 AHL players. They're not accepting that deal either. So I got desperate. So Cam Atkinson, you're going to Dallas for Joe Pavelski. They're going to accept the deal, and I think we got ourselves an upgrade. So I'm going to slightly change up the lines. We're getting a +5 to the 1st and 2nd line. Bjorkstrand's getting sent down to the 4th line. When I had him on the 1st line, he did absolutely nothing with this team. Over 12 games, he had like 2 points. I don't know what happened to this man. The defense has remained the same. I have confidence in it. And Freddie, just keep dominating. You're doing your thing. So I'm going to go ahead and simulate to the end of the season, and we'll see where this team ends up. When the season came to an end, the Philadelphia Flyers are finishing 1st in the Metro with a 23-27-2 record, and that was even good enough for 3rd in the entire league. This team bounced back big time. Joe Pavelski is leading the team in points with 15 goals and 45 assists for 60 points. Claude Giroux is coming in 2nd with 25 goals and 30 helpers for 55 points, and Joel Eriksson next going to round out the top 3 with 19 goals and 36 assists for 55 points. Keith Yandle's leading all defensemen in points with 9 goals and 36 helpers for 45 points. And Freddie with the Flyers was absolutely dominating, 31 wins with a .927 save percentage and a .210 goals against. Looking at the entire league, Patty Kane's going to lead the way with 45 goals and 52 helpers for 97 points. Ovi's coming in 2nd with 56 goals, 37 helpers and 93 points. And Jack Eichel's going to round out the top 3 with 43 goals and 50 assists for 93 points. Quinn Hughes is going to lead all defensemen in points with 10 goals and 72 helpers for 82 points, while Freddie Anderson is going to lead all goaltenders in wins with 48. So we've entered the playoffs. We're taking on the Leafs in the 1st round. If we lose to the Leafs, out of any team, I'm going to be the most disappointed. Please don't lose to them. So Toronto wouldn't even put up a fight against us. We're going to sweep them in 4, and now we're taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. And who's on Carolina? Carter Hart. Trust me, we're not going to lose to Carter Hart. And just like that, Carter Hart shuts us down and we lose in the 2nd round. He dialed in the second he left Philly. You hate to see it, you really do.